Welcome back to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell, RE/MAX Results.
John Eldridge, RE/MAX Results.
And we have Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage in studio with us. We have Chelsea Sondland with RE/MAX Results, Team Stockwell. And we have John Zeman with Vanquish AP. And last segment, we were ending on the market conditions and a market update of what's going on. And you're seeing it all over Facebook. You're seeing it all over the news that we have a short supply or not enough homes to sell. So if you're waiting, don't wait too long. I'll go over some stuff on market recovery later on from our friend Elliot Eisenberg about how long potentially this recovery will take before we go into another potential recession. But anyway, Jason Light, before we left, you're talking about tips and things for buyers to do and what you're seeing in the market from a lender standpoint with multiple offers and the frustrations and some of the things that people can do. And one is save a little more money, right? Have some more money to put down so you're not asking for the seller to give you back closing costs. Because if there are 5 buyers to 8 buyers for every one property, guess what the seller has to do? Buyer, let's say you're a buyer and you put an offer, I put an offer on Dawn's house, and I'm not good enough for the house. Dawn, guess what she has to say? No. And then she goes, next. Next buyer comes in. Oh, you want me to replace the roof? And no. Next. She has 8 chances before someone's going to say, yes, full price, I'll take it. Right? I mean, so that's what's happening. So what are you seeing? The same thing on the lending side?
It's a lot like what you're saying with the presentation of what the house looks like. Think about those letters that come in. It's first impression. In many cases, you're really not buying the house for any more than you would normally if you're asking for seller concessions because you just increase the offer a little bit. But it's just that taste in the mouth. Oh, they want us to pay the closing costs.
Yeah.
So, and when you call in, I'll coach you through that and prepare because there's so many simple things to do it doesn't take a whole lot. We can structure loans with no closing costs as well. So, the key is, again, just if you're showing a presentation that's approved and you even have your stuff in, the items that the underwriter asked for, you can close in 15 days or a couple weeks, and you're asking for seller concessions, it puts you in a position that's pretty strong, as close as possible to someone who's just got the cash to buy the house with no loan. So that would be my advice. And also, I want to mention that my license is 17256 before I forget that. You were talking about interest rates. Just want to tag on that. I'm usually not 100% accurate on that, obviously, but all along I've been thinking that the rates would be in that mid-4 range. So whoever you're hearing from, that's kind of what my gut says.
By the end of the year 2016.
Mainly, the economy is jobless claims are still low. The economy's picking up. Oil is settled down. We are seeing houses sell. The appreciations are, what did you say, 4 to 6%.
That's what they're anticipating for this year. Not a huge double digit like last year in many areas. It'll be a more moderate 4 to 6% appreciation this year is what they're saying. But
those are all strong indicators, and normally you would see an increase in interest rates could be dramatic, I guess. But my biggest, theory on that would be normally when you have election years, they tend to hold down. So we're going to see a little bit is what I would say, but it's not going to get too carried away because it's an election year.
Very good insight. Very good insight from Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage.
One good thing coming out of this election, and interest rates won't go up too high.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah, and we can talk all about the candidates and politics if you want on a future show, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm going to call in sick that day.
We might have people leaving the studio in tears or in fits of rage.
I'm going to be on showings that day.
Yeah.
We could go down to the federal prison and interview them, too.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Probably about get as much insight as the politics.
Oh, yeah. That's what you're saying. I'm like, where are you going with this, Jason? I didn't quite get that. But anyway, if you need a pre-approval or a pre-qualification, more importantly, a pre-approval, call Jason Light or go to our Facebook page. He'd be happy to help. And the pre-qual letter is very, very powerful because I go to the listing agent, when I have a buyer with Jason. I tell him, hey, they've already been through underwriting. They're good. So let's make this happen. We can close in 30 to 40 days, depending upon the loan program they're doing, and let's get this wrapped up. So it puts you in a position, if there is multiple offers, to have a stronger offer. Many of you out there own real estate, your own. Many of you out there own rental property. Many of you want to own rental property, but don't know where to go. Many of you are afraid of rental property.
Don't want to deal with the people, right?
And don't want to have it or manage it. So that's why we have John Zeman on. I personally, with my business, use John Zeman and his company for property management of rental property to take the burden off, or a lot of the burden, I'd say 80 to 90% of the burden off of the management process of having tenants. And I love rental property. I love tenants. I love everything about real estate and that aspect. But I want John to share with people about himself, and then also to take the fear away, to lift some of that fear so that it's not so overwhelming or scared, because, I don't know how everybody feels about the stock market, but I'm more of a type of person that I'd like to drive by what I own. And maybe I could drive by a big company, and maybe see, but I don't know what's going on in there. I don't know what the CEO is doing or what their next plans are and all that stuff.
Wasn't it Jimmy Buffett who said that real estate is the best investment? Is that
Warren Buffett?
Warren Buffett?
Yeah.
Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, he went to Margaritaville.
Yep, sorry.
I think he owns Margaritaville. So
Hey, at least you guys knew what I meant.
He had his toes in
He
the
is
water
right,
and
too.
in the sand. Yeah.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah.
Yes, Jimmy.
Blonde
We
moment.
love Jimmy.
Yeah.
So without further ado, John Zeman, Vanquish AP. Welcome, John.
yeah, thank you. Great to be here. Appreciate it. Yeah, exactly what you said is we're property management, full scale, full service, everything like that. Basically, we started, or where we like to have the edge is we built our own proprietary software out. Took us about 3 years of planning. I don't even know how much money. I don't even want to think about that. But basically, we built the full end-to-end spectrum for a fully automated system. We're about 80% of all property management operations go through our software that are automated, which basically means that we can discover inefficiencies a lot faster than somebody with a piece of paper or Excel.
Yep.
Or anything like that. The costs are in real time. It's fully automated. As soon as you have an invoice for a plumber, boom, it dings it. It's done, and it will look at the average invoices that we get for the plumber in the area, and if it's higher than normal, it'll hit us and notify us right away. And we got a full call center that'll be like, oh, okay, it's 10% higher than really what it should be. Let's call and see if we can't get a rebate. So there's all these little things that we can do with our software that pretty much can drive down the operational costs, which means obviously
And it's
more money in your
visual,
pocket.
and it's there in front of you. What I like about it is, my one of the Casey who works with us would get very frustrated with me because I could come in once a week, I could come in once a month, I could come in twice a week, and I'd say, where are we at? 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 Now I log in, I can see exactly who's paid. I can see what expenses there are. They do year-end reports for us on there. They do the CRP forms, which is the renter's credit for property taxes forms for us. All that stuff is handled, and you can actually see when you can calculate what your taxes are going up by. They plug into the system. You can see if you want to make the same margin, you have to raise the rents the next year by X amount for the property. I mean,
Yep.
very, very powerful software, and I see why you guys you said a long time and a lot of money on it.
Yep. Yeah, it's really intricate, and it just gets better and better. So I'm the CTO, so I actually do handle all of the software updates that we continue to roll out pretty much once a month, really, whether it's just tweaking some of the visuals that you can see. And some of the visuals are, you can see about 2,500 different data points on an owner's portal when you log in. That's every expense, that's every revenue, that's what type of revenue, that's every single maintenance. We set you up on the maintenance alerts. So
Yep.
anytime
Maintenance
anyone
alerts are awesome. Yep.
ever requests a maintenance alert, he gets it right on his phone, and he can text us, nope, I'll take care of it, or you guys take care
I
of
get
it.
a maintenance alert on my phone, or you will if you have these guys help you with your property management, and they will help you with if you are a default landlord by default, where you had a house and you weren't able to sell it in the downturn and you rented it out, or you are a landlord that has multiple, dozens of houses. But the alert comes to me and I can say, oh my gosh, that's that tenant? They ask for everything. Are you kidding me? The light bulb they want changed? No. I'm going to call them and say that, or I'm going to send a text and say, no, they can handle that themselves. Or, hey, their basement is flooded because the toilet's leaking. Yep, let's go. Get someone there now, that sort of thing. So you have still control over it, and you can actually set the boundary of how high Vanquish does up to a certain amount automatically, and if it's over that, they ask for your permission. So it's very, very good very good program.
So, what do you charge for services? Is it set on like half a month rent, a month of rent?
Sure. We actually can negotiate on any number of things. We can break it down either a percentage of rent that we collect, a percentage of rent that's just the lease amount. We can break it down. Our most popular thing is rents collected. We get a certain percentage of whatever rent that we collect for you. So we only get paid when you get paid. Gives us a pretty good incentive. We're somewhere anywhere from 6 to 8% of rents collected, typically for a small or for a bigger apartment. And then for kind of people that are default, like you said, that own one house, we're typically kind of a flat rate where we'll do maybe $80 a month or $90 a month. But yeah, we're somewhere right in there. We'll do the leasing. We'll do everything that's 1 month's rent. I mean, we're standard with any other management or leasing company.
And what I like about it is that it's just like a good realtor, right, Dawn?
Yep.
You end up, the cost that you pay for the service, and the benefit you get from it way outweighs the cost that you would get for it. Just like a good loan officer, the cost you're paying the loan officer to do the loan, the service you're provided by them outweighs the cost of it, and you actually, so it helps a lot. So that's how I feel with these guys.
And that's actually a fun little point. We're adding that right now to our updates. Is when an owner logs in, they're actually going to be able to see how many emails and minutes we talk on the phone to that tenant in real time. So they can actually, they can literally see the timing.
Nice.
Or how much
Wow.
time we spend on
Very
that.
cool.
So.
That's
Well,
great.
so it's John with Vanquish
Wow.
AP. You can find his information on our Facebook page, Stockwell Roche Show, and on our website, Jason Light with Envoy Mortgage. You can find his information. We'll be back with more, and I'll let Chelsea sign it off with who? Warren or Jimmy? Who's this?
This is Jimmy.
Later.
Jimmy.
On my front porch.